Hey everyone, it's Mushroom Kingdom Puffle, and welcome to my new Let's Play of Pokemon Leaf Green. Now before I start, I just need to thank two people. First of all, my friend Will. He has provided me with his GameCube and his Game Boy player. This is a little loud. And this Leaf Green cartridge because I realized that mine was fake. And I couldn't use the fake cartridge because I want to be completing the Pokedex, which is where my friend Andrew comes in. He's going to be trading with me with his Pokemon Fire Red game so that I can complete the Kanto Pokedex, the regional Pokedex. So, yeah. And, I should mention that I am no longer recording my audio and the game's audio separately, so I won't need to align it anymore like I had to in Banjo-Kazooie. Hello there, glad to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People affectionately refer to me as the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others, they're for battling. Sorry, I accidentally hit A there. Just trying to make sure that my microphone is right. As for myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. But first, tell me a little bit about yourself. Now tell me, are you a boy or a girl? I am a boy, as you probably could tell. Let's begin with your name. What is it? And for those of you who don't know, my name in real life is Trevor. And it probably was said at least once in the Mario Party playthroughs. Right, so your name is Trevor. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you were both babies. What was his name now? And so I'm going to name my rival here after Will, because he's just that great of a guy. So, yeah. Was it Will? Yes. That's right, I remember now, his name's Will. Trevor, your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go. So, before you do anything in this game, you want to go into your options, and you want to set the text speed to fast. That is the #1 rule of Pokemon. Then you want to go to the PC, if it's one of the first 3 generations, and you can withdraw a potion from your PC. That'll heal 20 health on your Pokemon, so that's very nice. It can be helpful for the first rival battle. And yeah. Right, all boys leave home someday. It said so on TV. Oh yes, Professor Oak next door was looking for you. So he's actually lying. Professor Oak is not next door. He's next door and then down. But we're not going to go see him because we don't need to see him. We could just go. Hey, wait, don't go out. It's unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. You need your own Pokemon for your protection. I know. Here, come with me. Alright, so here we are at Professor Oak's lab. Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting. Will, let me think. Oh, that's right, I told you to come. Just wait. Here, Trevor, there are 3 Pokemon here. Haha! The Pokemon are held inside these Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer, but now, in my old age, I only have these 3 left. You can have one. Go on, choose. Hey, Gramps, no fair. What about me? Be patient, Will. You can have one too. Okay, so, right here we have the Grass Poison type Bulbasaur. I see. Bulbasaur is your choice. It's very easy to raise. So, Trevor, do you want to go with the Grass Pokemon Bulbasaur? I don't think I'm going to be picking Bulbasaur this time. Squirtle is your choice. It's one worth raising. So, Trevor, you've decided on the Water Pokemon Squirtle? Bulbasaur is a Grass Poison type, and it will stay Grass Poison when it is fully evolved. Squirtle is a pure Water type, and it will stay pure Water when it is fully evolved. Charmander is a pure Fire type, and it will become a Fire Flying type when it's fully evolved. Charmander is your choice. You should raise it patiently. So, Trevor, you're claiming the Fire Pokemon Charmander? Now, let me explain something here. This Pokemon is really quite energetic. I'll explain it during the rival battle, actually. And I'm not going to be nicknaming my Pokemon just because I'm really bad with nicknames. I'll take this one then. So, yeah, I'll explain this in just a little bit, but first, if we try to leave... Wait, Trevor, let's check out our Pokemon. Come on, I'll take you on. I hope you can hear the audio okay. But anyway, when I play Pokemon, I like to make sure that my entire team is made up of dual-type Pokemon. And, my entire team is made up of dual-type Pokemon, and I don't repeat any types. And so, because of that, I don't want to use Squirtle because it's a pure type, and I don't want to use Venusaur because it's part poison type, and, like, I think a fifth of this entire region's Pokemon, more than a fifth probably, are poison type. And so, that really limits my options if I choose it. Also, my Charmander here is actually female, which is pretty rare. I'm pretty sure it's an 87.5% chance that your starter will be male, and a 12.5% chance that your starter will be female. So it's pretty not common to see a female starter Pokemon. So it's pretty cool. I don't mean to be sexist or anything, but because I like my team to be consistent in in anything it can, I'll normally try to make all my Pokemon the same gender. And normally I just go with male because a lot of Pokemon are more likely to be male, but I'm not gonna do it this time. What? Unbelievable! I picked the wrong Pokemon! By the way, Oak was just giving us tutorials throughout all this. Like I said in Banjo-Kazooie, I'm not gonna read tutorials. Okay, I'll make my Pokemon battle to toughen it up. Trevor, Gramps, smell you later! Alright. Sorry if my chair's creaking a lot. Here, let me actually change out the chair I'm sitting in. That should probably fix the problem. Alright, let's go. And if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm playing this on the GameCube's Game Boy Player, and I really hope you can hear the music alright. I'll be sure to watch this episode afterwards, and if you can't, then I'll turn it up, but I'm just trying to find the perfect balance right now, because, again, I'm recording them with the same microphone just because it got so annoying to have to align the audio, and when I tried streaming, I did it without recording the audio separately, just because I couldn't get it to work. And people said that it sounded fine, and I did the same thing with Mario Party, and that came out okay. So, I don't know, I'm hoping that nothing will go too wrong here by doing that. Hi, I work at a Pokemart. It's part of a convenient chain selling all sorts of items. God, I can't talk. It's been 2 weeks since I've recorded the bonus episode of Banjo-Kazooie, so I'm having trouble right now. Please visit us in Viridian City. I know, I'll give you a sample. Here you go. I am so bad today. I'm sorry. But we get another potion from him. And right here on Route 1, I should mention that whenever I go over new Pokemon, I'm just going to say what type they are and what type they are when they're fully evolved. So here on Route 1, we can find Rattata, a normal type that will stay normal type when it's fully evolved, and Pidgey, a normal flying type that will stay normal flying type when it is fully evolved. So yeah. Every time there's a new Pokemon we can catch, that I know of, I will say it. I haven't memorized it all, and I might get it mixed up with, the original Red and Blue, just because I'm playing through that on Virtual Console right now. So, I'm probably gonna get it mixed up a lot. And also, all the Pokemon that I catch for the Pokedex and trade for the Pokedex will be done off screen, just because it's easier. I feel like when I have the game and I'm at home, I should record, and I should just do the boring stuff, like, when I'm not home. So, like, you know, finding a bunch of wild Pokemon with the Pokemon that I need to evolve, and just grinding on them for a while. Because that can be, I'm sure that that's really boring to watch. The only reason I'm fighting these guys is because, the first gym leader in these games, Red, Blue, Yellow, Green in Japan, Fire Red, Leaf Green, the first gym leader is Rock type. And so that makes it really easy for Bulbasaur and Squirtle, since Rock type is weak to both water and grass. And all of the gym leader's Pokemon are also part ground, which is also weak to water and grass. But if you choose Charmander, then you're weak to the Rock type, which is just a real pain. So I want to try and have my Charmander evolve before we take him on. So that's why I'm fighting every wild Pokemon we find. But anyway, that guy just gave us Oak's parcel. It's not that big a deal. It's not really worth it. He's just kind of like, oh, you're from Pallet? Can you go deliver this to Professor Oak? So we're going back down there now, and we're going to deliver this to Professor Oak. Because we're good people. And you know what, I'm just going to go through this. Okay, good. We didn't get an encounter. We probably will here, though. Yep, there it is. Alright. That's fine. Still haven't found a Pidgey yet. That's kind of weird. But my entire team is planned out, and again, I don't plan on nicknaming any of them just because first of all, I'm not good at giving Pokemon nicknames. I have, like, some nicknames for certain Pokemon, but if I'm gonna give a nickname to one of them, I want to give one to all of them. And so, because of that, there's like one Pokemon on my team that I can't think of a nickname for. And I don't want to have you guys nickname it because I record these really far in advance. As you can tell, because I'm recording this 2 weeks after I recorded Banjo-Kazooie bonus episode, and it's coming out the day, like, the Wednesday after the Monday that came out, so... Oh, Trevor, how is my old Pokemon? Well, it seems to be growing more attached to you. You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. What's that? You have something for me? So we give him the parcel. It's the custom Pokeball. I had it on order. Thank you. Gramps. I almost forgot. What did you call me for? Just turn the volume up a little bit. Oh, right. I have a request for you two. On the desk, there is my invention, the Pokédex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Trevor and Will, take these with you. You can't get detailed data on Pokemon just by seeing them. You must catch them in order to complete data. So, here are some tools for catching wild Pokemon. So, again, I'll be catching all the wild Pokemon for the Pokédex off screen, but if it's a team member, I will catch it on screen. When a wild Pokemon appears, it's fair game. Just throw a Pokeball at it and try to catch it. This won't always work, however. A healthy Pokemon can escape. You have to be lucky. To make a complete guide on all the Pokemon in the world, that was my dream. But I'm too old. I can't get the job done. So, I want you two to fulfill my dream. I've always had trouble saying that, for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history. Alright, Gramps, leave it to me. Trevor, I hate to say it, but you won't be necessary for this. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Trevor. Ha ha ha! Don't bother coming around to my place after this. So he says that he's gonna get a map from his sister, and even though he does tell her not to give us one, she still will. So let's go see her. I think her name's Daisy, if I'm correct. Grandpa asked you to run an errand? Gee, that's lazy of him. Here, this will help you. And we get a town map. Yep, her name's Daisy. Alright. So, for now, since we don't have any other key items, I'm just gonna go ahead and set the town map to select. So you just hit register, and then whenever I press select, it'll open it up. And we can see that we are in Pallet Town, and this is all of Kanto. And yeah. Not that big a deal, but whatever. Let's go. So we're gonna go back up to Viridian City now. And by the way, there was an old man blocking the road to move onwards north. He says that we're not allowed to pass him because it's private property, and there's a woman next to him that says that he just hasn't had his coffee yet and he's being weird. And I'm pretty sure that he's drunk in the Japanese version. At least in Red and Blue. I don't know if they made it coffee worldwide in this re-release. But, it's not a re-release, this remake. Let's see here. Is there anything else? No, not really. We've gone over all the Pokemon you can find here on Route 1. I really don't know what to say. Route or route slide? I normally will say route, but I might say route every once in a while. I don't know. But Yeah, we're just gonna fight all these Rattatas, and for some reason there's not a Pidgey in sight. It's really weird. Whoops, okay. Every time you press L and R, it's gonna open up that stupid menu, tells you, it gives you help. I don't think you can turn it off. Oh. Okay. You can. Okay, that's good. That's very helpful. Okay. But, I don't know if I finished this sentence, but I'm playing this on a GameCube with the Game Boy Player attachment. So, if you hear any clicking, that's because I'm not playing on a Game Boy, I'm playing with a GameCube controller. Because it's way easier to record that way. Because I don't need to look at my screen and be like, I can't see it because I don't have light, because I have the original Game Boy Advance. I don't have the Game Boy Advance SP, which had a backlight. And it still has a backlight. I don't know why I said had. But the Game Boy Advance did not. So right here we have another potion. So that's 3 potions we have now. And we're going to go ahead and head out here to, I believe, Route 22. Yep, and here on Route 22, you can find Mankey, a pure fighting type that will stay a pure fighting type when it is fully evolved. And Spearow. Oh, here's Mankey right here. And Spearow, a normal flying type that will stay normal flying type when it's evolved, but it still learns different moves from Pidgey. And it has different stats. Mankey on this route, I actually have a story about this. So, this was with a fake Fire Red cartridge, because like I said, my cartridges for these games are actually fake. I'm just gonna walk around while I do this. My cartridges for Fire Red and Leaf Green are actually fake. I don't have the real ones. But I didn't know that, so one time I was playing my fake Fire Red game, and I found a shiny Mankey in the grass, and I was freaking out. And then the game, because it was fake, had a tendency to just randomly lose its data. But as soon as I caught that shiny Mankey, I immediately got out my DS Lite and I tried to transfer the Pokemon over with the PAL Park in Generation 4, and it wouldn't let me. And I thought that my data had been deleted, but I guess that it was just because it was fake and it didn't work. But I thought that the data had been lost, and then when I turned it back on, it was lost. So that was a very short-lived shiny. I still wish that it was the real game, because then I probably could have gotten it back, because the real game I've never heard anyone say that they've just suddenly lost their data on a real game. I should have known that it was fake. I mean, it did come with a copy of Pokemon Chaos Black, which is a modded version of Pokemon Fire Red. But anyway, I was really upset when I found out that my cartridges were fake. Because I bought them, years ago, before Generation 5 was even out, and I didn't even know that fake cartridges existed. I was like, why? There's no such thing. It didn't even cross my mind. So when I saw, Fire Red on eBay for, what, $10? I was just like, oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna be doing this a lot. I'm gonna be hitting X to try to open the menu, because you can do that in the modern games. But all it's gonna do for me is hit select. But anyway, if we come over here, hey Trevor, you're off to the Pokemon League? Forget about it. You probably don't have any badges, do you? The guard won't let you through without them. By the way, did your Pokemon get any stronger? I mean, it's been 15 minutes since we last battled, but okay. So, this time, your rival, which is Will for me, is going to have a Pidgey on his team, and both of his Pokemon are going to be level 9. However, for some reason, his starter does not know Ember if it's a Charmander, Water Gun if it's a Squirtle, or Vine Whip if it's a Bulbasaur. It should know it if it's level 9, but because they learned it at level 7, but for some reason it just doesn't. So you don't need to worry about super effective moves quite yet. But we're just going to keep scratching him, and hopefully we can win this fight. Pidgey used Sand Attack on us a couple times. That's going to lower our accuracy, which makes it so that we don't hit all the time. A move say, I don't know the exact rate, but let's say that your move has 100% accuracy. If your accuracy is lowered, then it's gonna only hit, like, 90% of the time, something like that. But anyway, I'm gonna probably use a couple potions in this fight, just to make sure that I don't lose, because this is some very helpful experience for your starter, but it can be kind of tough, because they'll get that. That was a critical hit. Critical hits are what they are in most RPGs, it just does double damage, but in Pokemon it will also ignore any raised defense stats from the Pokemon that gets hit by it. So if you have, if let's say you set up a defense curl, and then a Pokemon hits you with a critical hit, that move will do double damage even though you had the raised defense from the defense curl. I heard the Pokemon League is crawling with tough trainers. I have to figure out how to get past them. You should quit dawdling, and get a move on. Alright, so I actually forgot to read what he said after the battle, but that's fine. I don't know why I'm coming over here. I guess that I thought there was less grass or something. Let's just go, and we're gonna go back to Viridian City. And I think we're gonna heal at the Pokemon Center, and then that's gonna be it for this episode. So, thank you so much for watching this first episode of Pokemon Leaf Green. It was great to record. I'm really excited for this playthrough. It was very difficult to get set up, you know, finding someone who happened to be playing through Fire Red at the same time as me when I was going to do this Let's Play, and then finding someone who had a Game Boy player that I could borrow. It wasn't an easy task, but I did it. So, thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Later.